welcome back to C1 Novel and Vocab Week 3. Woo! Thank you for coming back. I'm so happy to see you, and thank you for everyone who has been coming up to me and saying that they like the videos. It's so encouraging. Thank you so much. Let's get started. If you already watched this video before for week 1 and week 2, please skip ahead into our actual first vocabulary word. However, if this is your first time, continue and listen, okay? Hello, my name is Miss Kimberly, and the goal of our session is to have students, you, understand each word in our vocabulary workbook, and to be cognizant, which means to know some of the phrases from our novel that may be a bit too difficult to understand. So I'm here to help you. This is me when I was your age. So what is today's agenda? Today's agenda is to go over week 3 vocabulary, go over the example sentences, and then in the next video, you'll be reviewing the difficult phrases from the novel, and then it'll be review and self-study. So let's move on. So first, we'll be going over week 3 vocabulary. And this is for vocabulary acquisition. By learning the definition, synonym, antonym, and part of speech of the word, this can significantly, greatly improve reading comprehension and enhance your contextual usage. Next, we have extra example sentences, and this is to help with writing variation. By looking at a variety of example sentences with a specific vocabulary word, students, you, can learn how to use the word in different sentence structures. So, without further ado, let's move on. If you haven't already, please bring your vocabulary workbook and turn to week 3, which is on page 22. Everyone, please turn to page 22. And again, let me remind you, in this blank white spot, you are to write down the 2 example sentences in your book in this white spot for homework, please. So the one with the book icon and the one where it says EX, those 2 sentences should be written in this white spot. Okay? So is everyone on page 22 and ready to rock and roll? Good. So first, our word is reduce. Everyone say reduce. The synonym is decrease, and the antonym is increased, larger. It is the part of speech is a verb, and the definition says to make smaller or less. So in our TED Talks, it says, we need to reduce the amount of energy we use each month. So we need to lessen the amount. We need to stop using so much. An example that R&D made up, it says, I'm always thinking of ways I can reduce the amount of plastic I use daily. That's perfect because in order to reduce the amount of plastic, we should maybe use cups instead, actual cups or mugs, or we can just stop using plastic bags altogether also. This will help the earth. So repeat after me. I know some of you are not repeating, but please, please, please repeat. I'm always thinking of ways I can reduce the amount of plastic I use daily. Did you repeat? Thank you. So examples at the bottom. Planting trees helps reduce air pollution and provides habitats for wildlife. Because trees, a lot of new trees, they will provide oxygen, and so they will reduce the air pollution, and also little birds that don't have a home can find a home in them. Example 2. The chef used healthier ingredients to reduce the amount of sugar in the dish. So instead of using sugar, maybe the chef used some kind of new type of sweetener to make it yummy. Or maybe they used something else, but it is to reduce the sugar. Good, to make less of. Number 2, everybody say tear off. Tear off. The synonym is rip, and the Part of speech is a phrasal verb because there are two words put together, but it is a verb. And it means to remove quickly. In our TED Talks, it says, when the paper towel comes out of an automatic machine, you need to tear it off before you can use it. So usually if you go to, I think, the mall, the department store, they have, when you're after washing your hands, you wave at the dispenser and it goes zzz, and then paper towel comes out and then you'll have to tear it off to remove quickly. The example, I asked my mom to tear off the tag from my sweater because it was so itchy. So usually sometimes people like to tear this off because it gets a bit itchy in the back of our necks. Repeat. I asked my mom to tear off the tag from the sweater because it was so itchy. Good. Example at the bottom, the children eagerly tore off the wrapping paper to reveal their presents on Christmas morning. So they're ripping it off. They're tearing it off. Here it is tore off because it is, yes, past tense. Next. He wanted to quickly tear off an old bandage from his finger. Maybe it's all getting slimy and gross, so he wanted to quickly tear it off. Good. Number 3, everyone say invention. Invention. The part of speech is a noun and it means a new man-made creation. In the TED Talks it says, I think the smartphone is the most amazing invention of the 21st century. Ooh, the most amazing invention, the best new creation. Example, I can't imagine living in a world without the invention of the computer. Oh my goodness, me too. Because what am I using? I'm using a computer right now to record and talk to you guys. Invention, something that someone has made. Repeat, I can't imagine living in a world without the invention of the computer. Example at the bottom, the invention of the airplane by the Wright brothers opened up new possibilities for travel and exploration. Because now with the airplane, the invention of the airplane, they're able to cross the seas a lot faster, travel a lot, and go here and there, everywhere. Example 2. The little boy said his dream was to grow up to be a scientist and make many new inventions. I know a few friends at MI also who want to make inventions too. They're talking about that. Want to make robots or different types of cars. I want to say invention. Number 4. The word is dispenser. Everyone say dispenser. It is a noun because it is a thing, and the definition is a machine that gives something. After he washed his hands, what I said before, Bob dried them off with a paper towel from the dispenser on the wall. But here in this picture, it's a different type of dispenser. What kind of dispenser is it? Water dispenser. Let's look. Some offices have a water dispenser available so workers can drink fresh water. Also, there is a dispenser at MI in the library near the phone, if you know, where you can drink some water when you're thirsty. Repeat, some offices have a water dispenser available so workers can drink fresh water. Good. Example at the bottom, it says the automatic ticket dispenser at the train station allows passengers to quickly purchase tickets for their journey. So if you've ever been to the subway station or the train station somewhere, they have a dispenser. You'll put in your money, click your destination, and then the dispenser will give you your ticket. Thank you. And now you're off for your journey. Example 2. Be careful not to burn yourself when getting hot water from the dispenser. Yes, even at MI, there is an option to get hot water, but you should be very, very careful not to burn yourself. Everyone say dispenser. Now we are moving on to the novel words on page 23. The first word is gear shift. Everyone say gear shift. Gear shift. Thank you. It is a noun, and the definition says, a metal rod that is used to change gear in a car or other vehicles. I know some of your parents' cars may just have a button that they just have to press or just move it to the side. Long time ago in cars, it was like the picture here. You have to actually move it, a gear shift. Maybe some of your parents' cars still do have that. I still have that also. From our book, it said, there's no gear shift inside the guardhouse, but I'm hoping Mom knows how to put it in reverse. Because this gear shift, you go drive, park, reverse, and there's another one, but I forget what it is. But it's different states of how you can put your car. Example, the driver put the gear shift in reverse and backed up the car. Reverse, meaning going back. So everyone repeat after me. The driver put the gear shift in reverse and backed up the car. Or backed the car up. Same meaning. Example at the bottom. He struggled to find the gear shift in the unfamiliar rental car. So you get in the car and you're like, oh, where's the gear shift? This is a new car. I don't know where is it? Example 2. She accidentally bumped into the gear shift while reaching for her phone, causing the car to momentarily lurch forward, meaning to move forward. Oh my, that's very dangerous. So be careful when you're trying to look for something, not to hit the gear shift. Everyone say gear shift. Number 6, the word is harness. Everyone say harness. The synonym is kind of like a belt, and the part of speech is a noun. It says, a set of straps used for support. I wish I could make this picture larger, but if you look carefully at your book, these men are wearing harnesses, and they're belted to this little podium. It says, we wore harnesses in case we fell, and there were mats on the floor of the gym. This is when I think he was comparing something on page 63. He was comparing rock climbing to when he was in the transporter. So he's saying rock climbing, they have harnesses during gym class. However, right now in the transporter, they don't have anything to hold them onto. Good. Next. Window washers must wear harnesses for safety when they are high up. Yes, I'm sure you have seen window washers before. They don't just, dangle. Or they don't just, they're not Spider-Man where they can just stick to the walls. They need to wear harnesses where it keeps them safe and they're belted down. Very good. Repeat. Window washers must wear harnesses for safety when they're high up. Example. During the horseback riding lesson, the instructor adjusted the harness to fit snugly around the horse's body. So there's also a harness for the horse where we then sit on top of. Example 2. The rock climber wore a sturdy harness to ensure safety while climbing up the mountain. Of course, we should always wear some sort of safety harness. Everyone show me your ferocious face. Ferocious. Ferocious. The synonym is violent and the antonym is gentle. It is an adjective and it means frightening and fierce. The example from the book says, what chance does she stand against a ferocious dinosaur? Meaning a scary and fierce and frightening dinosaur. The example says, even my kind mother can become ferocious if I don't do my chores. We do not want a ferocious mother, so everyone please do your chores. Everyone repeat, even my kind mother can become ferocious if I don't do my chores. Good example at the bottom. It says, the ferocious winds of the tornado tore through the countryside, damaging trees and demolishing homes. It's very, very scary. Because winds of a tornado can be very fierce and ferocious, meaning they're very strong and scary. Example 2. The ferocious lion roared loudly, sending shivers down the spines of the nearby prey. So if the other smaller animals heard the roar, they're like, a lion's nearby. I'm gonna get eaten. I need to hide. Good. Everyone say ferocious. I like that word. It's fun to say. Number 8, the word is pedestrian. Everyone say pedestrian. The synonym is a walker. And since a walker is a person, that means it is a noun. And the definition says a person walking along a road. So anyone who is walking outside the roads. It says, when pedestrians walk by, Ambrose ducks his head. Other people who are walking by. Or example, pedestrians wait for the crosswalk light to turn green before they can cross. So as you can see here, this person in the yellow shirt and this man over here and this woman running over to the crosswalk, they are all pedestrians. Repeat, pedestrians wait for the crosswalk light to turn green before they can cross. Example at the bottom, it says, it's important for pedestrians to look both ways, left and right and left again, before crossing the streets. Make sure you do that. Even in Korea and some other parts of the world, you have to raise your hand when you cross the crosswalk. Next, it says drivers should always look out for pedestrians at crosswalks. Make sure they're not going too fast. Drivers need to be sure that there's no one walking around. Number 9, this might have been difficult for you to understand, but it was also described and explained in your book, but I will explain it here also because it is our vocabulary word. Number 9 at the bottom of page 23 says imprinting. Everyone say imprinting. It is a noun. It's a period of time early in an animal's life when it forms attachments or bonds or friendships or some kind of dependency and develops a concept of its own identity. So this is when they're learning about themselves and the adults around them. It says in the book, Ma kept them in the dark because there's this thing called imprinting. This is when Jax was explaining to his friend about why they were still in the tin can. Also, example, because of imprinting, the newly hatched chicks thinks I am its mother. So, imprinting. If they're not with their mother, they're with some other type of person here, as you can see, this woman here. So they hatched, and then the first thing that they see is this human, so they think that the human is their mother. They were imprinted. Repeat. Because of imprinting, the newly hatched chicks thinks I am its mother. Example at the bottom. Researchers observed the imprinting behavior of baby elephants, noting how they learned from older herd members. So here, the baby elephants, they go through a stage of imprinting and they learn from the older elephants. Example 2. The zookeeper carefully monitored the imprinting process in the newborn panda cub, making sure it bonded with its mother. Perfect. Let's go to the next page, everyone. Page 24. The word is irritably. Everyone repeat, irritably. The synonym is angrily, and the antonym is gently. And it ends with ly, so it's a quick hint for us that it is an adverb. And it means in an annoyed or angry way. In our book, it says, dragons don't cry, Vic says irritably, in a very annoyed way. Example, my brother irritably told me to stop going into his room without asking him first. It's like, hey, stop coming in my room without my permission. In an irritable way. Repeat, my brother irritably told me to stop going into his room without asking him first. Example at the bottom, it says the toddler whined irritably when his toy was taken away. It's like, no, give me my toy. It is definitely not in a gentle way. Next, he shuffled his papers irritably, unable to find the document he was looking for. He's like, oh, where is my paper? Where is it? Oh, where is it? Irritably, in an angry way. Number 11, the word is metal. Everyone say metal. It is not middle, metal. And the synonym is to interfere. And the antonym is ignore. It is a verb and it means to get involved in something that is not one's concern. That's not your business. But you get in there and talk your way in. From the book it says, but you meddled with her dragons and now they think you are their mother, Vic tells her. Big hint from what happens in chapter 8 when Vic's younger sister did something. She meddled in with the dragons. She got involved when she shouldn't have been. Example, it's wrong to meddle in other people's business if you are not involved. Yes. If they're talking and then you were like, hey, I want to know, can I know, what you guys talking about? Sometimes it's just good for you to stay away so that you are not concerned with it. Do not meddle. Repeat, it's wrong to meddle in other people's business if you are not involved. Example at the bottom. The teacher intervened when she saw the students starting to meddle with the science experiment equipment. So maybe the students were supposed to do a worksheet during class. And then all of a sudden they're meddling and they're touching the very expensive science equipment. So the teacher's like, no, don't do that. Example 2. She regretted meddling in her friend's business, realizing it only caused more harm than good. So maybe she was trying to help, but unfortunately it made more harm. Everyone say meddle. 12. The word is spurt. Everyone say spurt. The synonym is surge and the part of speech is noun. The definition says a sudden burst or increase of activity or speed. So here when Vic's younger sister gave the food, it says, just a few crumbs of pita or peta have led a dragon growth spurt, meaning they were able to fit inside the tin can, right? But now, because they ate, they had a big growth spurt. Zoop! They got really big. Or example, she put a spurt on and reached the gate before her friend, meaning she had a spurt of energy. She went super, super fast. Repeat, she put a spurt on and reached the gate before her friend. Example at the bottom, the runner experienced a sudden spurt of energy in the final stretch of the race. Kind of similar to the sentence up top. Next, the student showed a spurt of improvement in math after studying more. Oh, very good. So they were able to do 1 + 1, but now after practicing a lot, they're able to do all this other, difficult math. A spurt of improvement. 13. The word is fort. Everyone say fort. You know what a fork is, right? Without the ed. The fork is where it's pointy and then you eat steak or salad with it and you fork. But this word is forked. It means divided and the antonym means joined. It's an adjective and it means with one end split into 2 parts. Or with our regular fork, there are 4 parts, right? It says, I shake my head and watch the dragons as they flick their forked pink tongues. So the tongue, like our tongue, is not just one tongue, but like, I believe a snake also has a forked tongue where their tongue is divided into 2. Next, the man had to decide which way he should go when he got into the forked road. So here, there's a way going left and there's a way going right on the road in the picture. So he was like, oh, I'm at a forked road. Repeat, the man had to decide which way he should go when he got to the forked road. Example here. The tree had a forked trunk with 2 branches extending in opposite directions. Maybe it got cut and then it started to regrow like this. Or example 2, she used the forked end of the stick to roast marshmallows over the campfire. So it looked like this. The stick looked like this and she put the marshmallow here and then she roasted the marshmallows over the fire. Everyone say forked. Next, 14. The word is warily. Everyone say warily. The synonym is tiredly, and yes, it has an ly, which gives us a hint that it is an adverb. The definition says, in a way that shows that one is very exhausted and tired. I turn around and shrug wearily. In a tired way. Another example, because that one's a bit too short. After a long day of work, the woman wearily fell asleep at her desk. She's like, I'm so sleepy after all this work. Repeat. After a long day of work, the woman wearily fell asleep at her desk. Example. She trudged wearily up the stairs after a long day of work. Meaning, boom, boom, boom. Trudged with heavy steps. Example 2. He rubbed his eyes wearily as he tried to stay awake during the late night study session. So he was studying. He's like, whoa, I almost got tired there. Number 15. Now we are at our textbook words on page 25, everyone. The word is eternal. Everyone say eternal. Eternal. Good. The synonym is endless and the antonym is limited. The part of speech is an adjective and the definition says having no end and lasting forever. From our textbook it says they may need to relight it because sometimes the flame needs help to be eternal. It's when our textbook was talking about the eternal flame, I believe under some sort of waterfall. How do I know? I know everything. Just kidding. Next, meaning that the fire needs a little help to last forever. Example 2. The eternal flame in Madrid illuminates the dark nights. So this light, it'll go on forever. Example. The beauty of the starry... Please repeat after me. The eternal flame in Madrid illuminates the dark night. Good job. High five. Woo! Example at the bottom. It says, the beauty of the starry night sky seemed eternal, stretching out into infinity. Meaning the beautiful sky seemed like there is no end to it. Example 2. Time seemed to stand still in the eternal silence of the ancient forest. Maybe they're like, can't hear anything. It's so silent here. The silence lasts forever. It's eternal. Why am I whispering? Oh, because the silence. Number 16, the word is organic. Everyone say organic. You may see this word a lot when you go to the grocery store. It always says organic this, organic that. And it means natural. And the antonym is man-made. It is an adjective and it means made up of living matter. It is natural, organic. Example says the gas forms from decaying organic matter and seeps out from shale rocks. Yes, this decaying organic matter, some kind of decaying living matter. Example, soil is made up of minerals and organic matter, meaning made up of something that was living. Natural. Repeat, soil is made from minerals and organic matter. Next, at the bottom, she preferred to eat organic fruits and vegetables free from pesticides and chemicals. Meaning natural. There were no pesticides sprayed on them. Example 2. He chose organic cotton for his clothing, appreciating its environmentally friendly production process. Natural. Made up of something that was living. Number 17. Please repeat after me and say passage. Everyone say passage. The synonym is a channel. So we're not here talking about channels on TV. Channel is like a passage, a little way to go somewhere. It is a noun and it means a long, narrow, walled area. As you can see in this picture, that is a passage. In our textbook, it says they found passages leading to strange shapes and sparkling with crystals. Good. And at the bottom, it says, the house has an underground passage that leads to the neighbor's backyard. Whoa, that would be really cool. If you're somehow to go to your backyard, go into this underground passage under the ground, and then somehow when you go back up, you're at your neighbor's house. Ooh. Everyone say passage. And repeat. The house has an underground passage that leads to the neighbor's backyard. Good example here at the bottom. The secret passage hidden behind the bookshelf provided an escape route from the castle. So as you can see, there's a little thing that's going on here. Passage is kind of like a secret or hidden way. Example 2. They slowly walked through the dark passage with the flashlight. They're like, oh, I cannot see. I need a flashlight. Good. Number 18. The word is playa. It is a noun and it means a dry lake bed. As you can see here, it's very dry and cracked ground. They leave parallel tracks in the thick, deep mud of the remote playa, a dry lake bed. And the example says, playas have no vegetation because the soil is too dry. Meaning there's no like crops or plants growing here because there's no water. It's too dry there. Repeat. Playas have no vegetation because the soil is too dry. Example. The expedition crossed the vast playa, its cracked surface stretching out beneath the scorching sun. Wow, what a descriptive sentence, right? So the journey went through this huge playa that was cracked. Next, the dried mud of the playa cracked underfoot as the explorer ventured across its barren surface. If you don't know what barren means, it means empty. So there's really nothing here at a playa. Number 19, everyone turn the page to page 26, and this is for your speech words that you should include into your speech. And it says, instead of. Everyone say, instead of. And the synonym means rather than. So instead of that, something else. It's a preposition, and it means in place of someone or something. The example says, I chose to eat fruits instead of junk food. So you have a choice, junk food or fruits. So instead of the junk food, besides that, rather than, we ate the fruit. A lot better of a healthier choice of a snack. Example, I chose to eat fruits instead of junk food. Example at the bottom, they decided to order pizza instead of cooking dinner after a long day. Oh, I know I've been there. When you come home after a long day of work, or maybe you at school and academies, instead of having to cook dinner, you can just order pizza. Next, instead of studying for the test, I decided to take a nap to regain energy. Ah, that's why. That's good. Instead of. Number 20, our last word. Or phrase. It says, go green. It is a phrasal verb, kind of like a slang or colloquialism, to do more to protect nature and the environment. It says, you can go green by walking short distances instead of driving a car. So basically meaning you can be a bit more environmentally friendly. Go green. Repeat, you can go green by walking short distances instead of driving a car. Example 1. Restaurants can go green by using biodegradable packaging and reducing food waste. Yes, that will definitely help the environment. In example 2, schools are educating students about the importance of going green and preserving the environment. Here we added the ing because here we also have the ing here. So to go green, meaning do things to protect nature. We're already done. Good job, everyone. Please, please, please review. But before that, for review and self-study, what should you do? Go back and review and read the words out loud. That doesn't mean shout the words, just meaning with your mouth instead of just reading it in your head. Complete the vocabulary homework pages on page 27 and 28. Also make sure to rewrite the sentences in the white boxes. And after that, please join me in our next video for our novel review. And I'll see you in that video. Bye! Thank you!